Hi guys, so it's a little dark-ish, I guess. I don't know. Let me just sit on this side. Wow. No, I'll stay here then. Welcome to the new vlog. uh, this week I haven't written out anything yet. Um, uh, like I haven't done my bullet journal yet, but I wanted to do this before I forget because the last two or three vlogs, I've forgotten to do the opening monologue. And yeah, until I was doing the closing monologue or editing the vlog together. So yeah, um, let me start with events. This week is the second week of March. So here in the U.S. in New York, the majority of the U.S. does it, though some states don't. We had our clocks spring forward, um, which is fine with me. Uh, it's annoying. We didn't have to do it, but yeah, we had that happen yesterday, Sunday. Also, yesterday, I don't know if I'm including the clip from last week, from last night in my last vlog, but in case I didn't, I've got a complete set of these Throne of Glass mini flexi bound novels, and I'm very happy. The only one you don't see here is the Assassin's Blade. My mom is currently reading that. So the reason I got these is, so I got these three, the first three, and Assassin's Blade for Christmas as a gift, and um, I didn't request the others because we were doing Secret Santa and there was a monetary maximum. And my mom has been reading, and she just finished Air of Fire, and she was like, oh no, I need the rest of these. So she ordered the other four from Amazon and got next day shipping, so they arrived last night, and we are all very happy. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I still haven't read Kingdom of Ash. I have the library book sitting here, but I'm scared to read it. So that's the plan is to read it this month though, for Zodiacathon, because one of the prompts is to read a book that scares you. So yeah, I'm currently thinking about what's happening this week. This week, um, International Women's Day. Oh no, that was yesterday. I don't know. There was something I had in my brain as far as events go. I don't know. But on the 12th, I know Witchathon, the Ostara Witchathon starts. That readathon lasts for 8 days. And then on the 13th, my cousin and I are having ritual. I have to check in. We have the original plan was to do full moon, but it was proposed over the weekend that we do the spring equinox instead because of uh, commitments later in the month. So I'll see how that turned out. But yeah, those are the events I have on my schedule this week. Um, Today is 60 degrees. I want to go outside and just enjoy the outdoors. It's already like noon though, so we'll see. I have this weird thing about, oh, I would like to go outside when there's minimal other people. So yeah, my plans otherwise. There's a bunch I want to get done this week, especially before Thursday. Um, I know tomorrow a new BTS Run episode is coming out, and I'm probably gonna run to watch that. Today, I'm probably gonna watch Suga's V Live, which should be translated by now. That came out yesterday. But anyway, other than watching, continuing the Materia Medica course, um, I want to buy seeds partially because we're going to have our ritual on Friday, but also I want to plant stuff this year. Things didn't go well last year, so I'm going to try again this year. And one of the prompts for Witchathon is to plant seeds, so I would like to buy seeds uh, before Witchathon starts, so I have that ready. Like, there's a bunch of seeds in this pouch that I got from one of my coven members, but they're mixed and they're bird seed, and yeah, there are certain plants I want to do, and that should tie in hopefully with my Materia Medica course stuff. Um, I might even go to a nursery. Like, most of the time I just get my seeds from like Home Depot, and yeah, because that's what's easiest for me. To get to go to a nursery, I have to go out of town. Uh, Other things. Oh yeah, apply for these jobs. A friend of mine sent me some jobs to apply for with Parks Department. I definitely want to get those done, and finishing up filing my taxes. It's a lot. Like, I realized last week that those three things, the filing taxes, applying for jobs, and the Materia Medical course, are things that take chunks of time to do. And other than that's why kind of I hesitate in doing them, because there's other things I want to do during the day when I'm up and I'm like my most energetic. Um, and but I like personal vow to like get these things done first thing in the morning. Um, I also need to clean up because I was looking for books yesterday and that did not work out. I didn't find them. And I left a mess. I also need to put my clothes away. So, oh, and finish planning out this spring sale thing. So yeah, those are my plans for this week. Reading wise, currently reading Golden in Death by J.D. Robb. The latest, the one just released last month. Um, I also have Stormfront, the audiobook I want to finish. It's due back on the 12th, so I definitely want to listen to that this Monday through Wednesday, probably while cleaning and putting my clothes away. Um, what else do I have? Um, those are the two main reading goals. I have two books to pick up from the library as well. So, oh yeah, and videos. So, vlog number 21, which is done. I just need to make it public, add all the frills. Vlog number 22, which is last week's. I'm gonna do that. Um, what was the video I wanted to do? There's another video where, for the life of me, I can't think of. I'd probably film my Witchathon TBR. Yes, that's what it is. My Witchathon TBR film and edit, upload that this week because Witchathon starts on the 12th. Sorry. So it's a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna get to go outside today. It's 60 degrees, but I want to, cause I want to. So yeah. Let's see how it goes, guys. Bye. midnight-ish on March 12th. All-Star Witchathon officially begins. I just told a lie because it's like, let me see, 11:47 p.m., but I can't wait any longer. Also, so yeah, I tweeted about this a couple of hours ago, but one, I finished Golden in Death. I just put it up. I have like a little TBR shelf thing. Actually, it's just more like a specifically library book, but since that's mostly what I'm reading, it doesn't matter. Uh, what did I tweet? I tweeted one that I have two books still on hold. Both said they were in transit 2 days ago when I filmed my TBR video. I posted the TBR video for Witchathon yesterday. Today, I was checking something on the New York Public Library website, and actually only one of the books was in transit, and that was I Wish You Were Here. I Wish I Was There. Oh god, I've forgotten. Anyway, but now that one is like recalled or something. I don't know. It said something weird that I've never seen before. Also, Pet is now on its way. Those were my two choices for the trans main character prompt. The first being a non-binary main character, but Pet has a transgender main character, so it fits. It's also a novella, so whatever. But here are my other reads. Well, these three on the top, anyway, or these four. I finished Golden in Death at like noon today, and have not really read anything since. I still have about 2 hours left of an audiobook, Stormfront by Jim Butcher, but who cares? Today didn't go as planned because I got heart palpitations. And as per usual, I don't notice them as well until I'm laying down, but they're really exhausting. So after spending the whole morning finishing Golden in Death, I was like, alright, but get up. I'm gonna eat lunch because now I'm feeling hungry, and then I'm gonna shower, go out, do what I said I was gonna do some other work at home, whatever. While working at home and going out and about, listen to the last of the audiobook, which will take about an hour and a half. Didn't do any of that. I ate my lunch, and I think that's when the palpitations started, and I was just feeling out of it and exhausted even though I hadn't done anything. I took the shower, came in here, was like, okay, I'm gonna get ready. Was planning on setting up the audiobook to listen to. Didn't feel like it. Laid down, woke up 2 hours later. Like, but when I laid down, I felt it. I felt it. So I should start probably with Frostheart, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna start with the bottom of this pile for whatever reasons. Arcanum Unbound has all of the short stories in the Cosmere by Brandon Sanderson. Sorry for the brightness. And I'm participating in Cosmere along. It's like my continuation of Elliot Brooks's Cosmere read along from last year. I already read Elantris. Now, I'm gonna read the short stories in Elantris. Set in Cell. uh, the Celish system. Emperor's Soul and the Hope of Elantris are the two. Um, One is shorter than the other. I don't mind either one, but one is for uh Witchathon, and like that's all that matters. So we'll see. Now we're start getting more reading updates basically. Today I wanted to buy seeds but I didn't because life. So I don't know why I made this update. I'm probably gonna fall asleep, but I wanted to get this done because, oh, that's the other thing. I said on Twitter, I have not. This is my first Witchathon, and no, I'm just gonna say Witchathon because I can't remember if I've this has happened for another readathon. But I actually finished the book that I have been reading ahead of this before Witchathon started. So I'm like really proud of myself. Every other Witchathon I've started reading something that didn't fit any of the prompts because I was finishing it from before. So it's been a burdensome 12 hours not reading anything. I just wasn't really in the mood for an audiobook. I don't have like a commute. I work from home, and now with COVID-19, not planning on taking random trips for no reason anywhere. So yeah, I don't have a commute to listen to. I don't have like a dedicated listening time. Um, but I probably will listen tomorrow because I still have to put my laundry away, my clean laundry. So yeah, that book is due back tomorrow around 11 p.m. anyway, the audiobook. So yeah. Alright guys. Hey guys, so I'm back in the house because life. Um, but my Friday is not going back as planned as I said. At the beginning of this vlog, I was supposed to have ritual today. It looks like it's not happening because the ritual member is sick. So yeah, um, she's sick and pregnant. Like she has some like stomach issues and is pregnant. So anyway, well, even before that, my dad was talking yesterday about doing Instacart, which is grocery shopping and delivery service. They send you out, you shop for people's food, and then deliver it to their houses. And I often go with him because here in New York City, parking is damn near impossible. So it's like having an extra driver in the car. This is usually a good time for me as far as readathons, doing it during a readathon because honestly, I don't have to drive that much. I just sit in the car lots of times and read. But we thought we'd take advantage of. the opportunities of more people using delivery services and make a little extra money, we made nothing. We went to two stores. One store, they weren't taking any more shoppers, and the other was Costco. And I tried to show you a glimpse of it. So, like, as far as many how many cars were out there, that's kind of normal, especially since the whole app delivery services started happening. Um, and you saw like those guys who are obviously other Instacart shoppers out there with stuff they purchased or with boxes ready for the next shopping uh, that they could do to earn some money. What's insane, and apparently have been going all week at several Costco's and other big box stores and other like big brand stores, especially in Manhattan, I'm thinking, is the crowdedness. So right now, as of now, New York City is, well, New York State is banned from having any gatherings of 500 plus people or more. Um, there are no concerts, no sporting events, no like Broadway shows. They've shut down because 500 people is half their capacity, and um, they want people to stay 6 feet apart, and that's impossible in any of these situations. This is all due to the coronavirus. Um, People who have tested positive, the number is going up, though here in New York City, no one has died yet, which is good. Um, it's just that it's kind of mind-boggling that people are banned from gathering in large groups like that. In other places, they're telling people to stock up for 2 weeks worth of food and supplies in case they get sick and have to self-quarantine, because that's what most people who get it will have to do. No, most people will not have a bad enough reaction or symptoms that they need to be hospitalized. Only those who are high risk will need to do so, and obviously hospital beds and um, uh, 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 care people need to be prioritizing their time and the space to those high risk, potentially patients who potentially come down with the coronavirus. Understandable. But that does not mean we should be gathering in large groups at Costco or outside of Costco. It's insane. Literally, we drove past and I was like, holy shit. That's a lot of people just outside Costco. So we were at the 116th Street Costco, which is the closest one to us. There's a BJ's in the Bronx. Um, that's about it. But like, there's the mall where there's Costco and other stores. Costco is, I guess, the first floor, the main ground floor place, technically. And then, so there's that building, and then there's other stores above it on other levels. And then there's like a little mini street, and then, or an actual street, and then the parking structure across from it. So like when you drive down Pleasant Avenue, you see the one-way street out on 117th where the Costco is, and the space is filled with people just standing there, several hundred people, and it's just, we were like, what? I've never seen it like that. Costco is a big box store. They have warehouses. It's huge. Apparently, it's been like this for a week. My dad went because we thought, okay, maybe there's a line. I'm thinking like maybe Costco's like, okay, to keep the 500, keep under 500 people, they're only letting in a certain amount of people at a time, um, including the staff and whatnot, um, to restock and also keep numbers down and the likelihood of anyone getting it in the store low. But I assumed the line would be moving. that is not the case. My dad went, I stayed in the car, because where we parked, alternate side of the street parking would change probably while he was in there. He stood online for almost an hour and didn't get inside. The line didn't move. He went nowhere. He talked to people and they were like, yeah, it's like this. It's been like this all week. You probably only get one customer today. For Instacart, even with large shopping trips, we usually get 2, 3, if they're smaller trips, 4 or 5 a day. One a day because you're so busy standing online to get into the one store. And then my dad says people are coming out and they're not having very much. Like this lady just had a bunch of cans of um, pasta sauce and and I'm just like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And the app is like, we need people, but it's just you need people, but you can't put all these people in one spot. And it's just insane to me. Like, so yeah, we didn't do that, so I didn't really read much. Updating, I finished my first Witchathon read. I actually finished two things. One was The Emperor's Soul, which I read from Arcanum Unbounded, and I finished that last night. I also finished the next short story in there, which was The Hope of Elantris. That I read for Witchathon, so that finishes one prompt. I had hoped to read this morning and finish the Black God's Drums, but it's not gonna happen. But since I now have the whole day to read, since Ritual's not happening, it's okay. I already explained why we're not having Ritual, but if we were, I don't do very good with reading on the bus. Reading in cars, I don't get motion sickness. It doesn't seem too bad anymore. At least not in the city, but I can't do it on those New Jersey transit buses, and I don't want to be nauseous before Ritual and then nauseous after Ritual on a long bus ride. So, yeah, but now I don't have to worry about that, so I can read. The other thing that I just found out is that the New York Public Library, which is what I use most of the time, is going to be closed starting tomorrow up until March 31st. So luckily, I've got all my books that I plan on reading for the rest of this month. And yeah, that's it, guys. Like, that's my update. Uh, I probably return some stuff to Home Depot. I have to look at. I bought all these seeds and then I realized, wait, I still have old seeds, so they should be fine. Um, but I also get paid again today, so. But yeah, I don't know if I'll get paid again this month. Probably not because uh, it's babysitting, or that's what I'm talking about. That particular job. Oh, hey guys. It's Sunday night. Let's wrap up this vlog. Let's start with the first half of the week. More, what is that called? The Materia Medica. I got seeds. I might have to take some back. I spent, because it's not just seeds that I needed. Actually, what I needed more were more pellets for growing at home. Um, I got those, and I got seeds, and I applied for those jobs at the parks department. Um, just a hot mess. So the All-Star Witchathon began this week. I've read half of my TBR list. I'm like looking at my bullet journal down here. So I read, what did I read first? The Hope of Elantris. I read The Hope of Elantris and the group book, which was The Black God's Drums. And I just, well, not just, but earlier, a couple hours ago, I finished Pet by Ekweke Emezi. Emezi, I'll look it up. Hopefully I remember to look it up. But did not have full moon ritual with my coven because one of the members, the one who's hosting it in her home, she was not feeling good. In addition, just got overwhelmed twice this week with the whole coronavirus COVID-19 thing. I I mean, it's a pandemic. I think on Monday of this week it was ruled that by the World Health Organization, or maybe it was last week. I don't remember. Anyway, so Westchester County, New York, and like I don't know what area of Washington State were like the big hotspots for the United States. Westchester County is literally just outside of the Bronx, which is the northernmost part of New York City. So I knew it would probably reach here pretty quickly. A lot of people in Westchester County work here in New York City, blah blah blah. It's been escalating every 12 hours here in New York. Uh, I work from home, so the social limiting social interaction, I forget, social distancing, not difficult. I'm also very introverted as it is, so yeah. Um, but I'm aware of a lot of the issues that this can cause for the city. And I mean, the majority of people are not even middle class. Oh, yeah, that's the case in the country, but I don't want to get into this too. It's just, I was okay at the beginning of the week, and then I think Thursday I hit a wall. There was just too much on social media. I was not involved in any like disagreements or discussions, but it just became too much. Uh, Friday, I woke up just feeling really sensitive and like my immune system wasn't as up to snuff, or like maybe I was coming down with something. I'm not saying I was getting the coronavirus or worried about that, but like I know how I feel when I'm sick or getting sick, like a cold or the flu, um, or really bad allergies. So yeah, I just felt really run down and couldn't deal with anymore. So I basically took Friday off from social media, and then today I finished Pet. Pet is, oh boy. I thought, like, I started it yesterday and I thought, oh, maybe this is not for me. Like, it sounded interesting, but I could not really concentrate on it. That's how things started with me on Thursday with the Black God's Drum. So like I said, Witchathon started Thursday. Thursday is when like I hit the wall as far as news and people discussing even like humor. It was just, I think it was just too much. Like I couldn't deal with any more anything related to the coronavirus. Good, bad, indifferent. Um but that was the first day of Witchathon and I knew I wanted to read. And you saw like I was like Wednesday night, like I need something to read, and I fell asleep. And then the next morning, that day didn't. Thursday was um okay, I guess. What did I read? Um, like I struggled a bit with reading The Hope of Elantris and what was the Emperor's Soul, but I got through them and it was fine. But then, like, Friday, I woke up feeling, like I said, run down, and we went through this whole thing with my dad, and I thought it would be fine because when, like I said, when I go with him, it's just me sitting in the car. So it's like, there's not much else I can do, especially since half the time my phone service don't even work properly. So, forced to do nothing but read, but that didn't work out. The day was a really nice day, but and I wasn't sick. I just felt like ugh. And then um I think that's when the governor started announcing things like less than 500 people gathered and Broadway was closed down and stuff like this. This is also when lots of people started the whole close New York City schools thing at the mayor and the governor, whatever. Got the news that art ritual wasn't happening. So yeah, I I think I read the first couple of chapters or maybe the first couple of pages of the Black God's Drums and I could not do it. I was just exhausted from existing. Saturday, not too bad. Didn't get on social media too quickly. Read some read the Black God's Drums like early in the day, but I didn't do much Saturday. Today, I was like, I finished the book though, and I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I think partially a big chunk of it is the way I was feeling. So that took away from my enthusiasm. I couldn't get into anything. Except maybe dancing around a little bit. So it was like I couldn't focus. Then, but I finished it. Then last night I tried to start because I wanted to read both books in one day, and because they're short. This is 201 pages. That's like 175 or something like that. Not a problem for me to read all of that in one day. But apparently, I was struggling through the first chapter and I gave up. Then today happened. I'm like, maybe it's just, I'm too tired to focus on things that I don't absolutely love. These are both outside of my comfort zone reading wise, though they have interesting plots and the summaries were interesting. That's why I picked them, and I want to read, more own voices books, and I want to read more by Black authors in on topics that I don't normally read, and with characters that I don't normally read in genres I don't normally read. And these were two back to back Like, I'm interested, but I don't like, I'm not, oh, I'm gonna love this. So yeah, I was worried because it wasn't, this is the second day in a row, it wasn't working out for me. But today I woke up, I'm feeling less run down. Well, not right now. I'm feeling less run down than I did on Friday, but I was saying all of this because once I was like refreshed, and like Saturday, this morning I didn't really go on social media. I was just like, that's what's killing me. And I'm thinking about blocking. I've never blocked anybody. Oh, no, I blocked one person relatively recently, and that was the first time I've ever done that. I've never even muted anyone. I've never blocked a subject or anything, but I might have to do that for coronavirus and COVID-19 and corona apocalypse and all of that, because I just, it's a lot. It's overwhelming. Um, so this book deals with some heavy stuff in a young way, I guess. This is a young adult novel. It's, I guess, magical realism. This kind of utopian society where monsters have been uh, removed. Monsters being, um, I don't want to say people that commit crimes, but the evils of the world. So like racism, sexism, abuse of all kinds, and then uh, Pet comes out of a painting and lets Jam know, Jam is the main character, that there is a monster in their town and Pet is here to hunt and kill it. And Jam is there to help Pet hunt the monster. So the monster is pretty bad. And I got to the end where we figure out what the monster did and who the monster is, and then they decide how to deal with this situation, and then the whole town finds out, and it was just really emotional. And literally right at that point, as I'm laying here crying reading the end of the book, I hear the announcement from the TV in the living room that New York City schools are closed, and you can hear it. The mayor is stressed, and he might have been bullied into it, and I understand both sides. It's something that is an issue because we live in the United States of America, but it was too much. Then I decided later, because I didn't go out and like listen to the announcement, I just heard like schools are closed till April 20th, which is a little over a month, guys, by the way. Uh, Half of that being spring break. But I was like, okay, I think I've recovered enough from the book to go and check out what the announcement says. Like, what are the dates? How is are we dealing with the economic fallout that will potentially probably happen from this, like kids being home from school when their parents are not out from work, and kids who have no place to go during the day and who depend on school meals for eating, these kinds of things. But I didn't find any of that. I found a lot of arguments. I found a woman who was a, never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. But it pissed me off. Her comment, and I was angry. So I've now eaten, and that's helped. I didn't say anything, but I definitely need to not have to deal with this. So hoping next week continues to be productive. I got through half of my Witchathon TBR. Very happy. Um, I hope to finish the rest of my TBR. I'm probably gonna start the next book hopefully tonight. And oh, I've also been reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, not physically, but listening to the audiobook. I'm two-thirds of the way through, so hope to finish that soon. That's not on anything. It's just part of my general Harry Potter reread for the year. And then next Thursday, Witchathon ends and Zodiacathon begins. Ooh, and let me stop talking now. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Think of yourself, but also think of one another, please. Um, Consider your mental and emotional health as well. I love you all.